You ever have those days, or maybe weeks, where you just feel adrift? Like you're trying to navigate these huge emotional waves and you have no idea where they're coming from? Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful journey, based on the personal story of Andrew Sarton, that takes us from that exact feeling of being lost to finding a path of real, steady progress.
I mean, does that hit home for you? Because for a lot of us, it really does. This is where the story starts. It's that confusing, dizzying feeling where you just can't predict your own state of mind. And, just admitting that, just saying, yep, I've been there, that's the first step out of the fog.
So what is this feeling? Well, Sarton gives it a name. He calls it the darkness. And it's that period of struggle, right? It could be depression, it could just be this deep, nagging confusion. But the key thing is, it often doesn't have a clear label. It's just that heavy sense that something is off, but you don't even have the words or the tools to figure out what it is yet.
Now, here's what's so important. The way out wasn't some lightning bolt moment. No big dramatic breakthrough like you see in the movies. The real change, the actual turning point, started with a simple, quiet decision to begin the slow, consistent work of looking inward. And that's a huge lesson right there. Real progress is a process, not some one-off event.
And that leads us to the absolute heart of this whole thing, the practice of self-knowledge. It's not about looking for some magic fix out there in the world. It's about shifting your focus and starting to really understand your own internal landscape, to find the answers inside yourself. And this is a total game changer in how you think about it. Self-knowledge isn't some destination you arrive at, like, okay, I'm done. I know myself now. No, it's more like exercise for your mind. It's a daily practice of noticing your own patterns, your triggers, your reactions, your thoughts. And the more you do it, the less power those old negative patterns have over you.
Okay, so how do you actually do this? Well, the journey is really built on these 4 practical pillars. Therapy gives you that guided space with a professional. Journaling is like untangling the messy spaghetti of your thoughts on paper. Mindfulness helps you get out of your head and just be in the here and now. And then there's self-honesty. Yeah, that's the touch one, right? That's about being brave enough to face what you find without judging yourself. These are the tools in your toolkit. And look, if you're listening to this and you feel like you're in that dark place right now, this is a message straight from the source, and I really want you to hear it. You are not broken, and you are definitely not alone. What you're going through is part of being human. It's not a personal failure, and so many other people have walked this same path.
So you're doing all this inner work, right? But what about real life? How does this actually help you out there? Well, once you start building that self-awareness, you get stronger. You get equipped to handle the challenges the world throws at you. It's all about taking that self-knowledge and using it to face the discomfort that always comes with change.
And here's the big insight. The real enemy of our growth usually isn't the change itself, it's our resistance to it. When we dig our heels in and fight against life's natural shifts, we just stay stuck. But when we learn to lean into that discomfort, to work with it, well, that's when it becomes the engine that drives us forward.
And let's make this super concrete. For Sarton, this wasn't some abstract theory. It meant making a massive career change, leaving a management role to become a specialist, and at the same time, starting his own business. I mean, can you imagine? That's gotta be terrifying. But that feeling of discomfort, that fear, that was the signal that he was on the right track, that he was actually growing. All right, so we've walked through this path from struggle to understanding. We've looked at the tools you can use. So now, the focus shifts entirely to you. How can you take these ideas, these principles of slow and steady progress, and start making them your own?
That's really the question, isn't it? And you don't need some huge elaborate plan. It can start with one tiny consistent thing. Which of those 4 pillars could you just dip a toe into today? Maybe journaling 1 sentence, or doing a single 5-minute mindfulness exercise. It all counts.
So let's just boil all this down to the essentials. First, your self-awareness. It's a superpower. Don't ever stop doing that inner work. Second, remember that change is gonna feel uncomfortable. That's not a sign to stop, it's a sign that you're in the growth zone. Third, and this is a big one, you do not need to have it all figured out. Just let that pressure go. And finally, just focus on moving forward, one steady step at a time.
And we're going to end on this because it's such a powerful idea. We have to get rid of this notion that progress has to be this big, loud, dramatic thing. True, lasting change is almost always quiet. It's unseen. It's built in the small, consistent actions you take day after day. So what's one consistent step you can take today?